we'll start with the top 5 one-on-one rankings. You give me your 5, and I'll kind of challenge them, or just like we'll elaborate on some of the on some of the rankings. So starting at 5, if you want to.
At 5.
And let's set the framework too, so people know where you're coming from. Set the framework for your criteria. Like, what are you basing it off of?
Okay, my criteria will be active, will be first. Multiple settings would be something else I would consider.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just overall performance and dominance, like how many games you win and how many, like, losses count, but how dominant you look in the wins that you do have. You know what I'm saying? Like power rankings. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, no, for sure. It met the eye test. So the eye test kind of, but the first two you said, activity and settings, I can already tell is going to kind of play in. So start at number 5.
Because I feel like all 5 is like interchangeable in multiple different people's top 5, but I feel like
no doubt
my top 5, those are the 2 that people are slacking. That's why I can rank them how I rank them.
Yeah, these are your rankings. So like you create the criteria, but I think it's important for people to know your perspective before you give your top 5. That's all.
For sure.
Yeah. So starting at 5. If that's too tough to go down,
I got it. I got it.
Cool.
I damn near got it already. My 5 would be at 5. It would be Rob, just because of activity, not because of his power. Because if it was going off of just like how dominant he looked, then he would definitely be 1, 2, 3, or 2 or 3. Can't be 1.
Okay, so let me ask you this: if Rob came back to YouTube, because obviously he's been in China. Activity is a big thing. I feel like you're not the only one that shares that sentiment. A lot of people think you got to throw Rob in there regardless. You're saying activity, that affects your ranking, but you still gave him the respect to put him in the top 5, even though
because he's definitely one of the top people. He just ain't playing so long, so that we can't keep him so high and he don't play.
Yeah, so that's a respectable way to look at it, considering your criteria. But really, the 5, putting him in the top 5 with one of your main criteria is being activity. Power ranking wise, you really respect him at like a higher level.
If it wasn't for his activity, he would be easily top 3.
Exactly. Okay, so Rob at 5. There's gonna be
before you get to 4. Let me get my chart.
Yeah. All right, moving on to number 4. 5. Did you want to elaborate a little bit on that, or you?
I think that's enough for 5. For
that is, yeah, that is.
He's still one of them. He just ain't played in a while. So
he's not meeting 1/3 of the criteria. So
right. And really, he only played ones in one setting as well.
True.
So that's the 2 things that I hold against Rob. But the way that he won and the names that he had beat keeps him in that top 5 for sure.
Before we move on, let me ask you this though: how do you think he would fare in the other setting, in a more trench setting?
I think he would do well. I think he would do well, but I would have to see it to see if he would excel at it. You know what I'm saying? I think he would do well just because his strength and size, but I would have to see him in that type of setting to see if he would excel, because you gotta go through some things to really be good at something like that. So I don't know if he hasn't gone through it, so I couldn't tell you how good he would be.
Yeah.
Whereas other people in these lists that have gone through it, so I know exactly how good they have. Yeah.
That's fair. 4 spot. Who's coming in at 4?
My number 4 spot, Devontae Freeman.
Ooh. All right, let's go. Elaborate.
Freeman, I feel like he's a great person, great player, great shooter. His defense is good enough to win. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he lost to some people that if you were in a ranked top 5, you shouldn't lose to, but he lost to him.
What are those matchups?
Well, not shouldn't lose to him, but
I understand if you're talking about the best of the best. I'm just saying what name some of his losses.
Some he lost to Cam. I don't feel like nobody.
When was that?
It's a while ago.
Okay.
But I just remember Cam telling me recently about it, and I was like, oh, okay. I ain't watched it. I can't remember when it was, but then he lost to Moon. You know what I'm saying? Which Moon has beat Skoob too. But you know, I just feel like in a 3 dribble setting, Moon isn't like as good as the top. He's not a top 5 person. The top 5 is hard to crack. You know what I'm saying? But he's right outside the top 5 forever.
Right.
So I'm just saying he got some losses. He got some losses, like whereas some of these us on top 5 don't have losses. Like Rob, somebody do not have one loss.
Yeah.
And still, I give Frigga the edge over him just because Frigga's active. But
has played a lot of games.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's go ahead.
I feel like he hasn't played in multiple settings though. He played in his ones, which was the second channel ones he was doing before, and he played in ones where he played against on Next Chapter. But I don't think he plays in like other platform ones. You know what I'm saying? He plays in usually it's his ones or a park takeover ones or you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, but never like a scheduled event ones in the trenches.
Right.
And I just feel like to be the ranked top 3, you have to have multiple wins in multiple settings. And when I say trenches, I really don't even mean just because of like the physicality. I mean because of
the mental aspect.
The mental aspect of showing up with big crowds. And I know Frigga has shown up with the biggest of crowds and stuff like that, but it's just a different dynamic in those type of environments. And it's like people can fold because of the pressure around them. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to push back again. I do think Frigga, though, I understand where you're coming from, and you're coming from a place of action and evaluating their action, but I do really think that mentally, Frigga's impressive. Like as I've gotten to know him, and especially as of late, like I just think he's like, if somebody can do the crossover the quickest and be successful that hasn't played in those environments, it might be Frigga. My guys, you ever lift a little too hard or just forget to apply your daily deodorant and get hit with a truckload of BO from all directions? Does that 3-in-1 shampoo leave you needing a second shower just a few hours after the first one? From the founders of Lumi, Mando Whole Body Deodorant is helping men conquer their odor in a new way. Mando has long-lasting 72-hour odor control that actually stops odor before it starts. The best part is, you can put Mando everywhere. Pits, packages, feet, skin folds, back, knees, everywhere. To top it off, Mando's quality scents were created with men in mind. Quick pro tip for you guys, try their best-selling scent, Bourbon Leather. It's a game changer. Once you experience fresher underarms, a fresher package, and fresher feet, you'll never go back. Mando has a special offer going on right now. New customers get $5 off the starter pack with our exclusive code and link. Use code BTC at shopmando.com to get the $5 off the starter pack right now.
No, I think
you know what I mean.
Yeah, because Frigga done been in so many situations, but I also don't think Frigga has the care to win as much as other people that's on my list. Like I care to win every single. I feel like sometimes Frigga gets caught into that entertainment part, where it's like somebody else on the rest of my top 3. Don't get caught in the top entertainment. It's all about winning. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I think he balances it really well though.
He does.
Like I think he's
one.
I personally think he's on the competitive level that like I would hold like you to, or another guy that I think is super competitive that I kind of compare to you personality wise a lot is Kel, or you know what I mean. But I think you're underestimating his competitive level because of his ability to balance the entertainment, the production. That's really hard, bro. Right. Like when I was with Ballislife, and I would not want to, do some like sideline reporting and then also play, because those are two different mindsets for me. Right. Sure. I just feel like he has a good way of balancing it, but I'm just here to challenge your list a little bit in ways that I can. Yeah,
I ain't mad at all. I'm just saying the way that I can access all this is by him doing it, and that's the only thing. That's the only strike I have against him. I think every other way, physically, skill, like wise, like even heart, I feel like he has been in every situation when it comes to environments, other than this one. You know what I'm saying? So I just want, in some sort, he has been, because the North Carolina one-on-ones and the TNC one-on-ones, they do go to different like places and play, but I feel like it's always under their parameters. And I go to places and play under other people's parameters, and that's the difference. That's the one difference I have against. That's the one strike I have against them. And the other two people I have on my top three also go to different people's parameters and play.
Right.
That's why I give them the little edge over. Not because Frigo isn't just a skill. It can't beat any one of us. He can't beat any one of us. But he just hasn't went to other people's parameters and played.
Yeah. Let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this. Can he crack your top three by not going to play in certain games? Like, define what he needs to do to crack your top three as far as the trenches go, because I think we need to define what really.
Either he would have to go to other people's parameters and play, like with other people, another person's environment, under another channel, under other people's platform that he's not used to.
Okay. So let me stop you.
Let me
stop you. Can he play in the trenches on his channel? And is that enough? Like, I'm trying to
play in the trenches on his channel, but under another person's parameter. Like if it's under somebody else's rules and like not how he used to have it, like not though, like is the environment that somebody else creates, not your environment that you create. And on your channel though.
Yeah. A point. I'm gonna push back a little bit more on this one. So I think, like, with the way that Friga produces his videos at a high level and things like that, people, or maybe you, might be conflating the idea of him having full control over the environment because we're watching his video and the videos are produced so well, it feels like he has control, when in reality, I don't know how much control he actually has. And I do think I've very rarely seen Friga get, like, there's no such thing as like Friga calls. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen like an unfair advantage.
Right.
But I understand where you're coming from. I swear I do.
The next chapter is like he's a partner in the next chapter, right?
Yes.
So the next chapter is like hella space on the court. Like there's no crowd on the court. Like when the play happens, they can run the court. But when during the game, it's everybody off the court. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's two refs that they bring every time.
Okay, wait. Would we not? You go ahead. I will.
There's two refs that they bring every time, no matter if they feel like they're unbiased refs or not. There's two refs that they bring every time, and they do their own rules every time they go. Whereas, like, people, I'm just gonna say me because I know I'm in the top three. Me, as I go to Baltimore and play all ones. I play with whoever ref they have, or whatever city I go to, I play with whatever ref they have. There is a sense of presence on the court while I'm playing. Even if it's sometimes I'll be having enough space to work out, sometimes I do not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's the part of like, fuck it. Whatever I gotta do to win, I'm win. Like that's that, and that's like Michael Beasley said it best, bro. He said, it's not that nobody can beat me, it's that nobody is willing to do the things that it takes to beat me. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel about myself. I feel like somebody I can lose. People are like more skilled than me, or people can have like shoot the ball better than me, or dribble the ball, create more space than I do. You know what I'm saying? Play better defense than I do. But people aren't willing to go through everything it takes to beat me. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
It takes a lot to
beat me. That's the highest level of anything in any sport. Like, it's not just, you can pick apart people's skill sets and other people can do an aspect of the game better than people, but greatness takes a certain level of mentality plus competitive edge, which is like what you're talking about. But last thing, and then we'll move on because I want to get to 3, 2, 1. But in an ideal situation, should we be judging this off of the most even playing field in terms of we should have two refs and we should have space to play? Should we be looking at it from that vantage point? I know this is your list, but I'm saying in a perfect one-on-one world, somebody starts a league. How do we attack that league?
I mean, if you start a league and it's neutral settings, then you know what I'm saying. Then I will understand. Okay, we can have a whole league. The league can have their own rankings because whoever performed the best in that league. But for the community was on. It started with park takeovers, right? It started with going to different people's parks and playing whoever was at the park. And then we didn't know how the environment at the park was going to be, but we still going to play. You feel me? It was one time y'all went to a park, somebody pulled out a machete, was it not?
Yeah, yeah.
At
It
no
was
TNC,
it,
no
yeah.
TNC places, you gonna see a machete come out. I'm not saying a machete should come out during the one-on-one event. I'm just saying I like it gives you an extra boost in my rankings when you're going to different environments where you can't control nothing and still, because like it's like a disadvantage. You going and you're being disadvantaged and still coming out to win. That's an extra, like you got to be that much tougher to be disadvantaged and win. You know what I'm saying? So that's why my top three.
That's what
People.
And that's a valid point, because it is where the community is at, and a big part of the one-on-one community is the trench kind of culture, or whatever you want to call it. Like I don't really like saying the trenches or whatever, but like, you know, whatever you want to call it. But but pushing me, challenging you really like allows people to go to different depths of what your thinking is. So you're elaborate, you know what I mean? So Freak at 4, number 3. This is toss up.
My 3, hate to say it, but
Hate
it has to be Uncle Skoob.
Oh, whoa. Okay, talk to me.
I feel like Uncle Skoob is somebody, like everybody know me and him. Like our storyline has been a crazy roller coaster one, but it all came from a competitive start. Even our beef came from a competitive. Him thinking he was better than me, and then me just pushing back on, you know what I'm saying, him not being better than me. And then they turned it to more than that, and then we came to a resolution of it was always from the beginning, and let's join forces to make something even better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we have done that, and we have crossed those paths, and it's just the artwork. First of all, the longevity of it. He probably was the first in the YouTube, like a mainstream YouTuber, to get into the ones and stay in the ones. Like he been in the ones for so long. You know what I'm saying? With being in the ones so long, he also has taken some L's.
Right.
And it's some L's that's like harder to like look at and say you top 5 than others. You know what I'm saying? So he has took some bad L's, and he has took some notable, like some respectable ones.
Right. Let me ask. Go ahead. Sorry, finish your thought, but I got something.
But so that's what makes him third. I said a little higher where I would want to put him, but he would have to be third but he does go to all types of environments and play at all types of events, like YouTube events, like where it's just more like content creation, or he goes to the trenches. Like he plays at all types of events and he wins. Like 90% of the time, he coming out with the dub.
So should he have been more selective, almost like a boxer, in choosing his ones? I mean, ultimately, he's got to continue making videos and stuff. I'm not saying to be selective, but if the way that you're kind of looking at it, it is like if you play more games, you're going to take more losses statistically. Right. You're just going to. Should he have been like a little more selective? Because he plays a lot. And I feel like that's where the eye test has to come in and say, okay, he does have some of these L's. How did they look? And, you know, really like weigh the eye test in. But even with all that being said and doing it for 3 to 4 years, you got him at 3. Because at 2, I know where you're going with 2. And that was the one that I was kind of up in the air about. I didn't know if that was going to be 2 or 3. So you want to jump into 2? Do you want to say any more about Skoob?
Yeah, before I dive a little deeper, jump to 2. I don't think he should have been more selective in this video. I think because he played so many games that made him so seasoned in the 1v1 game, and it makes him like a cornerstone of one-on-one, regardless of how many L's he took. He's gonna be like a trailblazer for
no doubt.
I kind of like respect him for taking on as many games as he was, and now he like seeing him play in so many games, or like when we on tour now, I see how all those games that he has played, it gives him a confidence. So that if he goes down, he knows how to play it. If he's up, you know how to play it. He just has a different strategic like mind when it comes to one that I respect so much. So I don't think he should have been more selective. I just think, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, when playing so many, you sometimes take something for granted, and I just feel like he had to, like he took something for granted, and that's what made him take those bad L's that he took.
Okay, going on to number 2. Who you got?
For number 2, I got to give a big shout out to this guy right here, my boy Nesco, at number 2. One, for like the crazy story that he has gone through, you know what I'm saying, being shot 8 times. I don't even like saying it, but you know what I'm saying, it's part of his story, so it's like it's not a negative thing to say, but being shot 8 times and to come back so quick and just the same way that he left it, that's just a shout out to like his determination and and
for real,
will to fight back and get to where he wanted to be. So that's a big shout out to him for that. And
his story, before you move on, like his storyline is low-key legend. Like he's kind of a legend forever.
No, for real. And
like just the way everything
I don't think
panned out.
Like we really like understanding how legendary what he doing is. You know what I'm saying? I think people are like, you know what I'm saying, just breezing over the fact that he's back and he's playing again, but that's just
right. I think when it first happened, it like in my mind, I was like, this dude's a legend. Like, again, it's weird to talk about because it's a really negative thing, and that's not how you want to. But before that, he was like doing some like,
and
like his resume is wild.
And
like
that's my second thing I want to shout out him out for, because I feel like other than like, I just feel like not trying to even like downplay his situation, like, or like relate my situation to his situation, but I just want to say like how he came on the scene and torched it is kind of like similar to how I did it. You know what I'm saying? So I just see a lot of like, I'm not even trying to little bro him at all. So if he ever see this, I'm not trying to little bro you. I just really want to give you your respect, because like to see how, like when I look back to like the videos of me first coming on the scene, how I torched the scene, came on being the biggest names so fast in like days and weeks and stuff like that, and then to see you do the same thing and then like rise the rankings of 1v1, and you know, so I remember when Marcellus Howard used to do like top 25 on YouTubers, you know what I'm saying, and I used to see myself at 15 and 10 and 5, and I used to just like, then I was within weeks, you know what I'm saying, so I just like used to be looking forward to just those rankings, because I was like, bro, this man ain't over me. Like, all right, I'm gonna show him, I'm gonna beat these people, and then next rankings, I'm gonna be higher. You know what I'm saying?
Climbing the ladder.
Yeah, just like watching myself climb the ladder, I can see him doing the same thing, and I just want to give him big kudos for that, because he came to the scene and torched it. So
very similar though, very similar. Like you said, I just want to second that, because even if you look at Skoob, he did have more of a slow burn with everything. So like even, you know, Frigga, his was more of a slow burn, but the foundation that was already kind of set when you guys arrived, and nobody really went on tears like that. But keep going.
Yeah. So, and then just like his resume is respectable. He beat Moon, he beat Skoob, somebody else in the top 5 that I call, you know what I'm saying? He's beat a lot of Cam, Day. He beat a lot of people that, and then has took 1 loss, I think, on a Balls Life event.
Right. That was his first game on YouTube.
Yeah. So
ever since then,
it was kind of tough. He's beat Kel. Kel's somebody that's tough in it. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't been as active recently, but when he was active, he was in that top 5 conversation as well. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Just the names that he done took down, but then it's just been like he was on the tear for sure. So I give him 2, and he plays in multiple different environments. And really, if you think about it, not to say like anything crazy, but which like not my platform, the platform that I'm bringing to, that I'm helping, like I'm a part of, the 1v1 tour, now has the top 3 1v1 players in this. With me, Nesco, and Skoob, arguably, because you could swap it in your list. You know what I'm saying? How you feel. But I'm just saying, which platform got the top? Like, you feel me? Like, I'm just saying.
No, I think well, that's how it should be. First of all, y'all should work together. That it only makes sense if you're doing a 1-on-1 tour and you have 1 or 2 of the best guys. Like, just come together and do it, and it's cool. But I think the top 5 is not super debatable right now. It's just a different order based on criteria and people's different perspectives.
Yeah, I saw something recently with BLS. was talking about ISO Tay, and he was trying to say like we need to have that conversation about him top 3, and then he said he's easily top 5, and I respect Bielis' like takes like a lot because he's like he puts so much thought into every take that he makes. Like he doesn't make a take blindly, you know what I'm saying? But I think he got that one wrong. I think he might have
shout out Tay though. Shout out Tay though.
Shout out to Tay. Tay, I feel like
Tay.
Tay is like right on the outskirts of the top 5. Like
yeah,
when we start thinking about number 6, it go Tay, Moon, you know what I'm saying? That's when you see those people, you know what I'm saying? But
yep.
I just feel like, yeah, he got that. He might have said that one a little bit out of emotion because, you know, him and Tay kind of cool. But, yeah, I don't think you can argue the top 5 no matter what you want to, like, no matter how cool your friendship is with anybody else, the top 5 is locked. You can switch the formation and the order and all that, but the top 5 is locked. There's nothing, you can't change it, you know what I'm saying? Until somebody, the only way it changes is somebody either losing out or somebody winning in. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way.
It's going to change eventually.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to drop out. Like, that's just life. That's sports. Somebody's going to drop out. Somebody's going to win. It's just a matter of how long, you know, and how I think particular people are about taking games. Because if you do look at the top 5, there hasn't been a lot of those games to happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, you've had Nesco and Skoob. And for me, that's what really, like, I knew Nesco was killing it and on a tear. But when he beat Skoob, I was like, that forever stamped my thought process on Nesco and how good he is. That was his stamp game, in my opinion, when he beat Skoob, just because I hold Skoob in high regard. I've seen him several times in person and, you know, over the years. So I've seen a lot. And, yeah, like, but we just haven't seen it. We have seen you and Friga, but I want to see you and Friga now.
Yeah, I think me and Friga games.
That's the biggest game in my opinion right now. A lot of people talk about you and Rob. That's a big game. I think just right now, you and Friga just makes the most sense. Right. You've both been going, and now somebody's got to knock each other down. You know what I mean? A little bit.
Somebody is. So. We ain't gonna talk too much. We're gonna let that happen.
Number 1 spot. Talk about you, man. Talk about you.
Oh, okay. Well, number 1 spot.
Or unless you're.
I say I'm number 1 for sure, but I feel like there's a lot of like controversy. People was like bringing up other people's names as number 1. I just feel like there's no way you can put anybody over me. One for the longevity I have because I did take a year break because of my knee. So it's not like the whole time I've been on YouTube I've been playing ones, but the long ass tear I went on, then I got hurt, and then once I got healthy, this tear I've been going on again. So that means, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like 2 different tiers, like 2 different eras. Because when I first got in, it wasn't that serious. You know, the one like every single one wasn't that serious. You know, so I took every single one serious, but that's kind of why I roll so fast. And then now that they are serious, I'm still winning. I'm still traveling. I'm still playing under other people's rules. Yeah, I'm one. You know what I'm saying? And the eye test, I passed the eye test because like I have beaten like key people badly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my guy Moon. I beat Moon bad. I beat Scar bad. I beat Friga the first time bad. You know what I'm saying? So I had beaten some key guys bad.
Do you think your first run that you went on in YouTube was more impressive? Like, just from a basketball, I know the hype is there when you first get on the scene, but what's your honest opinion? What made you more proud, the first run you went on or the second run you went on post injury?
I would say definitely my second run, just because my first one I was just playing basketball. I didn't really understand the importance of each one, so it wasn't as pressure. It's just basketball, like at its purest form. Whereas my second run, I was hearing the noise from haters about not being the same, gaining weight, and all that stuff. So it was like a mental battle, and I knew the pressures. Every time I laced up, I knew what was on the line. You know what I'm saying? So, and to still perform and still overcome that, and I was coming back from injury, so I was overcoming my own mental struggles. I feel like that all made me way more proud of tearing everybody up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I was battling against all pressures and mental struggles, and I'm still winning. Rather than the first time, it was just me playing with like just basketball. It's just basketball to me. You know what I'm saying? I knew what was at stake. I knew, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to prove to myself, you feel me, that I'm back. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I had my own. I got my motto right now: everybody leave me the fuck alone. You know what I'm saying? So I had that going, so I couldn't lose if I really want to keep that going. So like I appreciated my second run a lot more because it was, and then like it wasn't just with one-on-ones, like 3-on-3. You know what I'm saying, with the big three this season.
Yeah, that was big.
Winning those awards. You know what I'm saying, and like really just putting on for having the pressure of YouTube basketball players on my shoulders and HBCU basketball players. Like I said earlier on in my journey, like I feel like I'm holding it down for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I got to make sure that I perform so that nobody like question if we can perform at this level. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, definitely. It's a lot of pressure, like from the big three to every one-on-one game you play in every city. So that has to be a component of who is the best. You could be top 5 and not be able to maybe hold all the pressure, but I do feel like, not unbiased opinion too, I would tell you if not, I do feel like you've carried the most pressure, throughout the one-on-one / YouTube space in the past year, because a loss just would hurt, and then you had the big three stuff, and there was pressure. You had a lot of eyes on you, so I'll give you your flowers there for sure. But that wraps up the top 5, Nas's top 5 rankings. I want to talk about this upcoming game. I saw Ballislife drop the flyer. You and Skoob playing. That's a long-waited game. It's flamed out a little bit. Obviously, you guys have mended, and it was never serious. But you being top 2 guys in the space, you guys butt heads, 2 alphas, want to be the best. But now you're cool. How does that change this game that's about to happen for Nesquik? Like, what are you really thinking going into that game?
I think it changes the aftermath more than it changes my preparation before. Because regardless of how friendly, you feel me, I am with anybody, it's still is when we line up in the lines. It ain't all that goes out my head. You know what I'm saying? I'm locked in on the game and don't care who you are. So, like, for all the people that think like I'm gonna just go in here and giggle around with Skoob, I don't give a fuck about Skoob. And he knows that, and he feels the same way, and that's why I respect him so much. You know what I'm saying? All that friendship shit go out the window once we get in that little box, what they call the basketball court. You know what I'm saying? But beforehand and afterhand, you know what I'm saying, that's still my guy, my brother. You know what I'm saying? We got business together, partners. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it takes off the pressure of aftermath, because win or lose, you know what I'm saying, whoever wins or loses, we still gonna be cool, we still gonna be friends. You know what I'm saying? We still gonna talk about each other in a high regard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
and that's why I know you guys like haven't known each other for that long or had a friendship for that long, but I kind of look at you, Scoob, as more of like a brotherhood rather than friends, just because there's a level of respect with brotherhood. Like, there's a level of, I can still give every ounce of competitive nature to you and not care about you, but then also respect you. Like, friends sometimes are too friendly, and I don't think you guys are going to be that way in the game. Although I'm glad we're having this convo now, because it's important, I think, to just come in and throw the first punch in that game. And I didn't know, you know what I mean, how that dynamic was, but I know Scoob's going to throw a first punch. So I just want you to be prepared to throw.
I might throw an actual punch first play, just so y'all niggas know I don't give a fuck that he's my friend. You know I might just flick him. Feel me?
On the forehead?
Yeah, one little flick, like,
that pissed me. I think you flicked me in the forehead one time.
Yeah, I'm like, just for y'all to know, I ain't playing around. Like, if he beat me, he gonna have to go through everything it takes to beat me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's important for this game. What you just say, like, this convo needed to be had, because I think a lot of people were thinking that when they saw the flyer. It's not the same vibe. If that game happened a year ago, it's like, oh my gosh, everybody's waiting on the notification. Crazy. The hype was insane. Like, that was the biggest game. That would have been the biggest game of the year. But this combo is important because you're like, we know where you stand. We know where Skoob stands. So it's like, now you guys can play, you know?
Still my dog bust his ass though.
Yeah, for sure. Next thing, last thing, real quick. What's going on with the DevInTheLab game? Are you going to play him? We just saw the back and forth. It was hilarious on IG. What are you thinking? Are you kind of off that? Like, what's the vibe there?
I feel like Dev sad to say, is like falling off, and then like he's trying to cling on to something. You know what I'm saying? So I guess this solo rankings is his what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? And his art, like work of art, is crazy. 10,000 hours, everything that he has done for the YouTube space. We appreciate you, OG. You know what I'm saying? You've done a lot for everybody.
I'm pushing back before you
Done a lot for
continue.
everybody.
Hold
I'm
on.
saying like he's like ass now. Like he's not nowhere near ass. He definitely got a lot of game, but
What do you mean by falling off, though? Define that.
Like he don't have the same momentum he had when he was doing the 10,000
on social media. I don't know Dev at all. I don't know him. I've never spoken to him like that. I don't personally, real take right here, I don't see Dev as somebody that would cling on to something personally. I think he would be okay if he like lost his social media presence or whatever. I don't think he would care too much. You think he does?
Well, maybe clinging on was the wrong word, but I'm just saying.
I think it's genuine. I think that's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna stand on what I said.
Okay.
No, fuck it. He clinging on it because you know what I'm saying. A lot of like, and because he stays in the shadows a lot, like and criticizes, like stays it's criticized, right?
How so?
Like he'll judge everybody else's game. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll say, "Oh, this person need to work on this," or "He's good in this." You know what I'm saying? But it's when you in that fire.
Yeah.
You feel me? You raise your own self to be criticized.
Right.
You know and that's the biggest thing about being active.
Okay. Great point.
That's criticize.
That's a great point. That's a great point. But one day when you step off the floor and hang up the shoes, do you still have the right to make those comments? Because there are people that are going to transition, and this is why it's so good that YouTube basketball continues to grow, because guys like you, guys like whoever will continue to have opportunities within the space because of what they've done. So do you think that you won't have the opportunity to, you know, freely speak your mind and your opinion on basketball? You can't be as active when you're 40.
I just think like, yes, because you could say, because when you've done it before, then you could say like, oh, when I was young, like this is what I did, or like you could criticize because you could like give your own level that you thought you was at compared to where everybody else is at. You know what I'm saying? But when you're still playing and stuff like that, then it's hard to like if you all the way out of it, you all the way out of it. So then you can criticize, and then people can only judge you off your film. Like, okay, the one thing I respect about like Diddy, like you know what I'm saying, he is completely out of one-on-one. Like he's not doing it. So when he criticized one-on-ones, it's like okay, boom. But then he's in 2-on-2, so some people give him backlash. But it's like you're still active. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
You can get into ones, you just choose not to.
Okay.
So same thing with Dev. Like he plays in ones against his own peoples. You know what I'm saying? But then, or in his own gym, but doesn't do nothing outside. But he criticizes harshly everybody else. Like he put people in rankings and classes and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But like, how do we know what class you in to even be judging people? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so this is I got a question for you. What level of play? Because as far as who's the best, like, let me ask you this: does the best player's opinion weigh the most? Like, what? Let me just let you answer that, and then I'll continue.
Before you say anything else, the best player's opinions do not mean the most, because somebody that I respect a lot is B. Ellis. And he's not a good 1v1 player.
Okay.
We all understand that. He will come out and tell you that himself. Like, I'm not a good 1v1 player. But he analyzes the game so well that his opinion still means something, even though he's not a good 1v1 player. Like, he's a tier 3 1v1 player, if he would tell you himself, right? Mm-hmm. So it doesn't mean your level of play doesn't mean, you feel me saying, that you can't have a voice. It's just the fact that Dev he claims to still be the best. When he plays ones against his people, he be like, I'm waiting for somebody to beat me. You know what I'm saying? And you can't claim, and that's where my friction comes. Is like, you can't claim to be the best and not play the best. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he's. Nas, I'm honest. I'll be honest with you. I don't think he's coming at it from that vantage point. And I have no dog in this fight. Like I said, I don't think that Dev thinks he's the best.
I just think he keep telling people like, oh, like
he trolls.
He trolls a lot.
But if you have an actual conversation, he's not, even if you had a conversation on live, he would get down to it and be like, "Nah, I don't think I'm the best."
Yeah, he'll say Kyrie is better.
No.
That's where, bro. That's what I'm telling you. Bro.
So you think he thinks he's the best?
That's just my experience with them. That has always been like he thinks he's better than me. How about that? He thinks he's better than me, and I think I'm the best. So I think if you saying you're better than me, then you think you're the best.
I see where you're coming from now. I get that. From your vantage point, I understand why you think that, because it's a head-to-head. Right. You consider yourself the best. So you think you're better than me. I got you.
I consider myself the best. So if you think you're better than me, you think you're the best. Which you can't say you're the best and not playing people. You feel me? In multiple arenas. You only play.
Do you still value his takes and opinions on basketball?
For sure. No. I definitely. Okay. If he analyzed the game and just came out with like like highlights of what I should do better, so I will still watch it. Even though I only watch YouTube, I will watch his because I want to see what he sees from his, because he trains. You know what I'm saying? Like, I respect all.
I just wanted to make sure that I just want to make sure that you didn't think that people that haven't done it. I understand if you're talking about like Skip Bayless and the frustration there. Like, I don't think he's ever done, you know what I mean? Respectfully, I don't know what he's done athletically. He can't really be that in tune with like how, you know, certain things work. But yeah, there's no doubt Dev's done it at a level that's respectable enough for him to have an opinion. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Yeah, he can have an opinion, and he could be a pivot, like a big opinion. Like, he could be one of the biggest opinions. A pillar of opinions in this space for sure. Because he has done it. He has succeeded at it. Yeah. Like, he was the start of it. He's like the original, the blueprint. You feel what I'm saying?
But I know you, and
but don't say you the best, because you say you better than me, and I feel like I'm the best, and people have saying I'm the best. So don't say you the best and not play the best. That's all I'm saying. You gotta, if you the best, you gotta like, or not even just not play the best, but play. Just, you can't just stay in the shadows once you say you the best. Once you say you the best, you gotta come outside.
He would argue that he's not in the shadows and that you can come play him anytime. I'm just saying, like,
yeah, but we all know, like, this is all.
But Nas, it's a different
monetary thing to everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything has to make sense for everybody, especially like any big game that any YouTube platform wants to make happen. It has to make sense on both ends for it to actually happen. That's why a lot of big games don't work, because it don't make sense for everybody.
You don't think Dev would make it make sense for you?
I think me just pulling up to the gym ain't making sense.
He'd probably give you the video.
Yeah, but then
you don't believe that? I'm genuinely don't know.
I'm never going to his gym and playing anyway.
That's fair. That's fair enough. So is that game not gonna happen?
No, it could happen. He said, I thought he was coming to Atlanta. He said, "Oh, I'll book my ticket right now." I said, "I'm in Atlanta. I sent you the address. Like, you come, I'll change my whole matchup." You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
I mean, I thought he was gonna come. I kind of knew he wasn't, because, you know what I'm saying, there's a difference between saying you're gonna come outside and really coming outside. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like he says he's coming outside a lot, but doesn't come outside.
Fair enough. I just wanted to see where you were at like a week later. Y'all did the IG live like a week ago.
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, okay.
I feel the same way. I'm a little stubborn sometimes.
Hilarious,
so you feel me? I listen to reason for sure, but I am also stubborn when it comes to some of my takes, because I don't come to a take easily. You know what I'm saying? And once I do come to a take, it's kind of like my character. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my character, like, plays a role in all my takes. Like, if I believe it wholeheartedly. You know
so, you like to stand on what you say. Right. I respect it. There's nothing wrong with anything you've said here, but any closing words or closing thoughts, anything else you want to get off your chest?
Closing words is, Dev, come outside, set the event, and you feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's just
make it happen.
Let's make it happen. I just got tired. Like, me, I had got to a point. That's why the live even happened. I got to a point where I just felt like it was too much people like selling wolf tickets, like, to the community. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I feel like we all was talking about big games happening, going on live and doing these little hoorahs or whatever. And then like the community, it will kind of make all of us, our pages buzz a little bit. We might get like 100 more followers that day, or you know what I'm saying? Like it's probably good for the community to do it every once in a while.
But you also want to just get down to it.
I also wanted like to actually happen because I also feel like I'm the best, so I feel like I should play the best. I want to play in all the big games y'all want me to play in. You feel me? I just wanted to make sense for me to do it. Like I'm not doing nothing that don't make sense anymore. I did because I feel like I put my years, my little my time in where I just did stuff for free and did stuff just for the exposure. Now it has to make sense. You know what I'm saying? I got people to feed.
Amen.
I got a dog.
Fair enough, bro. Well, appreciate you hopping on. Make sure y'all follow the page, subscribe to us, and continue to support us. We'll keep going, and we'll have some guests here soon. When's Nesquick?
Nesquick is I leave Tuesday. Tuesday. Today is Friday.
Okay. Home for a few days.
Yeah.
Bet.
Really,
all right.
It's really like a recovery week. You know what I'm saying? A little like mental skills and drills, like just getting shots up, but not really going too hard. But
just going through the motions.
I'm ready, so
staying healthy.
Once I
feeling fresh,
beat Skoob and then beat Nesco, there will be no question that I'm the #1 player, right?
Yeah. Right. No doubt. I agree.
Here come October, we'll be revisiting this, and either I'll be hella sad or you'll see this big ass smile on my face.